Hola Buenas. Today we're in Estadio Metropolitano, which is the home of Atlético de Madrid. The plan for today is to walk from here in Estadio Metropolitano to Vinateros. Now the question you might be asking is, why Vinateros? Well, it's the metro stop that's on line 9. Why line 9? Because it goes all the way to Barrio del Pilar. And as you may know by now, I live close to Barrio del Pilar. So it's nice and convenient for me. But also, this is an area I'm not too familiar with. I have walked here before, but what I want to do is kind of showcase a different area to the northwest or the center. Here we are in the east. So the first thing I want to do is actually take a walk around the stadium just to have a look, and then from there we're going to walk down to Las Rosas, and that's actually line 2 and it goes straight to the center. We won't be taking the metro, but we're going to be following the metro a little bit north until we make our way to La Amundena. Again, I don't know these places, but what I do know is there's a park just there. I'm going to take a look at the park because I love the parks in Madrid, and from there we go straight across and make our way to Vinateros. So without any further ado, let's get started. Empecemos. Now, I've actually done a similar walk to this before, however, not on this YouTube channel. It was something I did a few years ago. I walked from here, Metropolitano, all the way to the center of Madrid in Sol. And actually, from where I'm standing right now, you can actually see Cuatro Torres, which is way in the north. So you can imagine we're in the east right now, and we can see this view all the way to the north. It is an impressive and beautiful stadium, I must admit. My team here in Madrid is Atlético de Madrid, and the reason why is because when I first moved here, I lived right next to the old stadium. Coraje y corazón. It means courage and heart. Apparently it's only a 20-minute walk to Las Rosas. Let's see. I've not been filming much around here, and the reason why, there doesn't seem to be much to see. So I'll keep you updated once we find something more interesting to film. How far do I have to come along? I have no idea. So we've just come out to this big road, it's like a main road. I believe if we just walk all the way down here, we eventually make our way to Las Rosas. Should be about 10 minutes or so from here, I believe. Whew, here's our. And there doesn't seem to be much shade. I think if I can get across the other side of the road, I will have a little bit of shade. So that is the game plan now. Much better. So there doesn't appear to be many people around, but the people that do seem to be out seem to be in the little bars, and that's it. And these beautiful little bars you find all over Madrid. But it makes sense, you know, when it's this hot, why would you want to be outside? Shortly, I will need to stop and take a drink because I am rather thirsty. It would be nice to find a bench of some sorts, but if not, then we will sit on the floor. As we come to the top of this road here, we're going back into the sun. Not ideal, and I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure where Las Rosas is. But again, that's part of the journey. So I'm going to cross here. I'm going to try and figure that out. There seems to be some sort of building over here that looks like it could be a metro. I'll have a wander over. Could be that this is Las Rosas. This certainly looks like a metro building. I just can't see any signs for the metro. Yes, it is. We have found Las Rosas. So let's cross the road here, just so we can stop outside it for a moment. And we have finally made it to Las Rosas. It is the final stop on line 2. I'm going to find a seat in the shade and then we'll continue with our adventure. Oof. Oh, that's better. Okay, time to freshen up, I think. Oof. There's a little fly that keeps buzzing around me, landing on my head. It's really irritating. I am sweating quite a lot though, that's probably why. I'm going to take 5 minutes just to sit here, cool down, and then we'll continue. Now this is the game plan now, right? What we're going to do is we're going to try and walk the route of line 2. On our right hand side, just over here, there seems to be like a mini park here, which is quite nice. I'm going to go and have a look now. The road we're coming up to now, what I'm going to do is turn left here, and then I believe it's just all the way down to the second stop on line 2. The buildings around here have become incredibly residential, and the road we're walking on right now is actually called Avenida de Guadalajara, which is, and I probably pronounced that incorrectly, but that is the name of the metro station that we're going to next. That will be the second one of this journey, or third actually, because we started at Estadio Metropolitano. Now you're not seeing this, but every single time I have to say one of those metro stations, I have to say it like 7 times. Why? Because I can't get the pronunciation correct. I don't know the stops that well. And I find it difficult sometimes to pronounce some of the words in Spanish. I struggle enough in English. If there's any native Spanish speakers watching, that's probably not a tongue twister for them, but for me, Avenida de Guadalajara. Guadalajara. Uh-huh. Hey, look, they've got a language school here, English Connection. Could get a job here. If there's one thing I've learned from this journey so far, it's that this area, as beautiful as it is, it's lovely. There isn't much here. It's fine, but there doesn't seem to be as much as I thought there would be, at least. Not many bars, lots of housing, not many supermarkets, very small parks. I'm hoping the park that we eventually get to is quite large. It looks quite large on the map, so I'm expecting good things, but maybe I shouldn't be getting my hopes up, I don't know. No matter where I go in Madrid, I always kind of have a feeling of familiarity. However, I don't know this area at all. It doesn't feel familiar. And the only reason why I know where I'm going is because I checked the map before I started my trip. Do you know what? We're actually still on Avenida de Guadalajara, and I've been practicing, by the way, when I've not been on camera, so. You know what? I saw a road before called Calle Belgica, which is like Belgium's road. I've continued walking. I've just seen another one, Calle de Bulgaria Road. Looks like they just run out of road names and was like, you know what? Let's just pick countries. Do you know what? I really didn't anticipate or expect to see a mall here. We went from just like normal housing and all of a sudden there's a mall and lots of people. We're not stopping at the mall though. We're going to continue with our adventure, but the mall was literally called Las Rosas. Oh, didn't know it existed, but it seems pretty big. It seems to be this entire building that's behind me. And interestingly, the closest metro station isn't Las Rosas. It's this one, which is across the road. I'm going to cross the road and go see it now. I was being patient and waiting for the lights to change before crossing these roads. The roads are just too big. I can't be running across them. But we're going straight across this roundabout. You can see we've got the fountain in the background. We are walking to Almudena. It's down this road, eventually making it to the metro. And then we do a turn left into the park. Again, I've not been here, so I'm kind of just figuring it out as I go along. Okay, it's starting to get a little bit greener now, actually. That's nice. So behind me has just been normal roads. I've not really been filming, but we've come to a position now where I think this is where the park starts. So in front of me is just a normal road, but it's very green on either side. And then we're going to cut into the left here through the park. Just have a look around. Let's see what we can find. Yeah, this is beautiful, really beautiful. And a lot more shade as well. It's a godsend finding places like this, especially when it's this hot. This park is beautiful and I am enjoying myself. However, I'm not sure how far up I need to go before I turn left. That's my biggest concern right now, because I could just keep walking and end up walking past the place where we're supposed to go. I'm actually crossing the road again now, and the reason why is there seems to be a park on the other side here as well. So I'm going to head into here and see if I can cut the corner, because I believe this is the side that the metro is supposed to be on, actually. We will find this metro. Okay, another fault on my part. I'm turning right too early. I actually need to follow this road left and continue going that way. Seems a little bit scary around here, so I don't know what that's supposed to be, but round the back is a cemetery. So it's a good thing I didn't try and jump the fence there or something, thinking that was the way I was supposed to go. Nope, not that way. Straight up, we're going to keep walking for a while. I guess the metro's on our right-hand side somewhere along here. The good news is I can see La Almudena. The bad news is if I look to the left-hand side, I don't know how to get into the park. So we're gonna have to walk past it and see if we can find an entrance. Don't tell me this isn't the quality content you tuned in for. Okay, so you know how I said to you guys before that that was a cemetery? But it turns out that that entire green space is a cemetery. This was not in the script. I looked on the map and I thought, okay, it'd be amazing to start off a journey at the stadium and to walk from there to a beautiful park and have a look around. And I saw how big it was because it was green on Google Maps. And I thought, fantastic, that'll do. What I failed to do was to actually read it, you know? And I think it said cementario, which means cemetery. Should have known that. It's an easy guess. Thankfully, we're in somewhat of a beautiful park right now. It's not very big and it's very thin. So on this side, we've got a road and just over here, we've got another road. But it is quite nice around here. It's a nice area. So to continue our journey, not that I wanted to do this, but we're going to have to go round the outside in order to make our way forward. But that's fine. I just can't believe that I was intending to walk through a beautiful park with lots of greenery and instead it was a giant cemetery. So now, as much as I've enjoyed this mini park, I need to come down this stairway now and follow the road because at some point we need to turn left in order to go round the cemetery. That's the plan at least. The only problem with this plan is this road is incredibly boring and noisy in comparison to the beautiful park above. What I don't want to do is to be filming in a cemetery. I think that would be a little bit disrespectful. You can see in the background that was the park we were supposed to go through. We've learned a life lesson today though. Make sure you do your research fully before you go on your adventures and don't just wake up and think, you know what, I want to record a video today and just go. So what I thought was a church isn't actually a church, it's just the entrance to the cemetery. The cemetery is massive, as I say. It's beautiful, but it's also incredibly creepy, especially this building behind me. It looks like it hasn't been used in years. It should be a fairly short journey from here, I believe, because we are on the corner of the cemetery. We just need to bear round, and then we just walk all the way to our final destination, which is Vinateros. How anticlimactic is this? As far as the eye can see, I can just see road. On my left-hand side is the cemetery. On my right-hand side is some sort of industrial park. This is, without a doubt, the worst road I have walked on in Madrid. There is no denying that. There's no shade. It goes on as far as the eye can see. We're finally getting to the end of it now. Yeah, I've just been literally walking for 15-20 minutes and not recording anything because there's nothing to see. Thankfully, I've got my hat on, I've got my glasses, I've got sun cream on, but without those, whew, that would have been game over for me for the day. So it seems as though we found the entrance to the cemetery. That's interesting. And also just behind me over here, there's a guy selling flowers. And at first I hadn't put two and two together. So I looked at him and thought, it's a really random place to have a flower shop. Why would you sell flowers here? There's nothing here. Oh, there's a cemetery. Right. Come on, Dave, keep up. I have an excuse though. It is absolutely baking right now. Oh, there's shade over there. Let's get across that road. Definitely a good idea. Oof. This is an absolutely beautiful area. You can see how green it is. So many trees, there's workout stations. I wanted to end this trip on a high. Certainly have. I can see signs that say metro this way though. And we have finally made it. I have actually enjoyed today, surprisingly, even though it has been brutal and there's been things that we couldn't foresee. I'd like to take this moment to say thank you so much for watching this week's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. My adventure still hasn't ended. Not all of the platforms are open, so they've got a bus service that you've got to get onto and then get back off on the other side, I believe. Okay, so I ended up finding the bus stop that I needed to get to, getting on a bus, getting off at a stop called Colombia, and then I had to get another metro from there, line 9 still, and I'm finally at La Buenas.